Hello, good evening. My name is Cindy. I'm here to present the informational video for education class. I have selected to go with option B, and I'll go actually I will be like a science teacher, and I want to teach 6th or 7th grade earth science, 6th grade probably earth science, if possible maybe 7th grade life science, but I love earth science, so maybe I'll just stay in 6th grade to teach earth science. And also I have to go with the KWL, which is the chart that we're going to be using as a teacher. This is a very important chart, and each and every teacher should have that chart because it's very that chart will help a lot. So that chart is what it stands for. It's what I know, so it's like what the teacher knows and what I want to know, right? So it's like what the student wants to know and also what I learn. So it's about what I know, what the student knows, what I want to know. It's like what the student want to know, and what I learn, which is what they learn from the KWL. So that's mean all teachers should have that kind of form because it's very important, because we need to know as a teacher, when you are teaching, you need to know if the information that you have provided to the student, that they got that information. It's like they have used that information, they understand it, everything was perfectly done, the lesson plan, everything was well developed, and the student, they get some information about it. That's mean they understood it. So that's why it's very important to create that, to have that form, to know exactly if they understood the context, what you have taught, the lesson plan that you have, so that you can implement your lesson plan for next lesson, so that you can have a great class, like your student will learn a lot from they will learn a lot from your lesson plan. So that's when the KWL is a very important tools for teachers to use, so that they know, they are aware of what those students, what they learn, what they want to know, and what they have learned. That's very, very important. So I will go for science, 6th grade earth science. And also let me go to with the book that I have selected for my class. I have selected not like a reading book, but I have selected textbook. And the first textbook that I have selected will be like for science book. It will be for, it says the science book, everything you need to know about science, at the first book. And the second one will be it's Integrated Science by Tillery. It's a 7th edition, like 2020. That's kind of new book. It's a McGraw-Hill book. The publisher is McGraw-Hill, and the first book, which is a science book, also it's McGraw-Hill. So I will be using those two books for my student. The reason why I have selected these two books is just because I have used them in the past and I know how great they are. They are very easy to understand, and also I know for sure that the student will understand the concept, especially earth science. It's a subject that a lot of kids, they do have struggle with. They have struggles. Most students, this is the first time that they have encountered those kind of words, this kind of information. So they need to understand. So that's when, as a teacher, the kind of book that you have selected will help a lot. That means a book that's very easy for the student to read and comprehend. That way they're not going to have any problem by reading and understanding the textbook. That way they will understand it. It's going to be easier on the teacher, and also it's going to be easier on the student. That'll be very, very important. And I want to select two questions for on my in my book. Actually, the first one is about earth science. It says, how did earth and other planets form? I'm pretty sure kids will be very interested in knowing how did earth and other planets form. And also they want to know, how did life begin? That book, those two books all together by Mike Grohill, will have all of those information for the student. So that's when they should be able to go and dissect this information, and then they won't have any problem. So whenever we go from one chapter to the other, they will not have any problem. That's the reason why I have selected middle school, because middle school, it's a very important grade for me personally. I want to teach in sixth grade, and subject would be earth science. And also I have selected the middle school, which is option B, the middle school. That's the one that I have selected, and that's the one I want to stick to. That's very important for me. So my student, what I want them is like, I want them to get a book that like a informational text that give much more information. I will do my best to provide information, but at the same time, I want my student to understand, to go, when they go home, they can go over the book, they can read it, and then they can have more information about it. And one more thing that I will do, I know for sure that will help my kids, my student, I want them to read ahead of time. Like, let's say if I'm going to cover lesson 2, for example, I want the whole class, if possible, that would be better for me if they can go over chapter 2 before coming to class. That way they are coming ready, they are coming prepared for the classroom, they are coming to learn. That's important for the student to learn in a very healthy environment. That way they won't have any problem, and then they will learn. So just to wrap up everything that I said so far, I have selected option B, and also middle school, that I'll be using, and KWL. It's the kind of information that I will be using. The form that I will be using, the KWL, is very important for teachers and student, both of us, teachers and student. They are very important form. That's mean it stands for what I know, which is what the student, what they know, what I want to know, what the student want to know, and what I learn and what they have learned so far. So teachers will have a great understanding. They will understand. They will know exactly if the student have learned some information, or if the student haven't learned anything. So that's the reason why a teacher should have the KWL form. They should work on it. They should have it at all times, so that they know if they taught a lesson, they will find out if the lesson that they taught, the kids were able to grasp all of the information possible, so that they can understand the material, so that they can understand the concept, so that they can understand the chapter. And that way, you know for sure as a teacher, you have taught the lesson and then they understood everything. It was a pleasure, and have a great end of the year. See you next time. Bye.